Okay, we are live. We are live, and I'm Sandy, and Chloe is muted because she thinks she's about to have a sneezing fit. But welcome to Impromptu WordStitch on a Sunday. Oh, and I'm not muted apparently. I never do this right, do I? To impromptu words. Okay, all right. I'm muted on my own screen.
Apparently, this news is not happening.
Well, good.
It's because I warned everybody. Yeah.
It is. It's because you warned everybody, and then because I felt the need to repeat that because it was just a thing I had to do. So Chloe, how are you today?
I'm here. I've been really unproductive lately. But hopefully I can get my butt back in gear soon. So that's why I'm here, because I need to be more productive and I need to be actually writing instead of like doing all of the other crap that I've been doing that like needs to be done, but also like I need to be writing as much as all of the other crap.
I have been spending today proofreading, or theoretically I was supposed to be proofreading, but like and not writing, right? But this is the best writing time for me. But earlier today, instead of proofreading, I spent like another several hours formatting, because formatting is hell. And yet it's something I weirdly enjoy. And therefore I can spend hours on that when I should have been proofreading. So I'm trying to make up for some of that right now.
Yeah. Understandable.
Yeah. If you're with us, let us know what you are working on. We're glad that you're here. Is it jacket day? Oh my gosh, we are both wearing jackets, aren't we? Chloe, you are totally jacketing.
Okay, full disclosure, I'm not wearing a jacket. I am wearing a onesie.
Oh my God. Full disclosure, I am actually wearing a jacket. Wow, that was amazing right there. I just feel like you just made our word prompt.
I would lift a leg to show you, but I don't think I'm that flexible. I don't think I could pull it off.
You spell onesie?
Onesie.
Very weird word. It's very weird. Okay, well, yeah. So apparently it's kind of cold outside today. I don't know where you guys are. So I am in Leave It On.
I like to think that Devin is talking to me, because if I take off the onesie, I'm in a nosy then.
Oh my gosh, that is funny. Yeah. So we're gonna remain onesied.
Yeah.
And jacketed. And go on to writing. But so I think I am gonna write for the first 10 minutes. And are you working on Truth or Wares today, Chloe?
No, I am working on the fairy tale.
Oh, which fairy tale?
This one. Okay, so you know that I always have to do weird fairy tales. This is East of the Sun, West of the Moon, which is of the same family as Beauty and the Beast, but it's Norwegian. And if you know anything about Scandinavian fairy tales, you know that they're always a shit show. So, but it's 5 after. So let's do our 10-minute sprint. And then I will tell you a little bit more of the insanity that is East of the Sun, West of the Moon.
All right.
All right, start, guys. Ooh.
Okay, we are back. How'd you do?
Did you write it?
I did. I got like 206 words.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I am writing in Word right now, and I'm no longer capable of tracking. I think I did like 200 words, but I don't have the project button.
You.
What?
Oh, that is very not you. You're not tracking stuff?
Well, no, because I'm in Word, and Scrivener made me lazy. Because I could just hit that tracker reset button and just always have my count. And now, like, I have to remember numbers or something like that.
If you're joining us, how'd you guys do? Hopefully you're getting some words in. I don't know. So this is I don't know if the rest of you spend most of your days working from home as I do, but so my husband is going totally freaking stir crazy. Like we had a moment yesterday when I'd been like in my office working on stuff, like all day because what else are you supposed to do when you're not allowed to go outside? And it was also, I don't know, we were being a little lazy. Oh, 279 for Elizabeth Craig. Nice work.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah. So I'm like being productive outside. He comes into my office at some point. He's like, wow, I think you were more productive than I was today. And I'm thinking, so basically you have no idea what I'm like normally doing. Like, I think he thinks that like, because I work from home, I just like, like watch a lot of Netflix, or maybe like I mosey around a little bit. Like he's had no concept of this previously. So, I don't know what he's going to do with today. I've been working all day today too, but it's, I don't know. It's like rainy. It's nasty outside. It's not like we're going to go to the movies or something. So what else are we supposed to do but get work done? Right? But Chloe, this is your day off, isn't it? Kind of, sort of.
It is. So the funny thing with me and also you, and also the other people in my household, is that this really has like no impact on our lives in comparison to most people. Like Sandy said, she just works from home anyway. So aside from your husband now being there constantly and those little social things going away, you're pretty well the same. And then in my house, I mean, I'm also not like a big socializer anyways. So we have Tuesday and Wednesday night things. And I'm not gonna lie, a lot of Tuesday and Wednesday nights, I'm like, I don't really feel like doing this, but I guess I'm doing it anyway. And also in my household, there are currently 3 of us. It's usually just me and Ken, but we have somebody staying with us right now. And all 3 of us have critical jobs that cannot be done remotely. So we still have regular hours. I don't know if I mentioned this to you before, Sandy, but Ken literally just got the notice from the National Guard saying that he is not allowed to close his business because he is contracted with them. And then he's also contracted with several of the hospitals in the area, if not all of them. I don't really know that. So even if they like shut down to like daily, like, if they shut the shop side down, the store side down, and we're just doing the maintenance side, they still have to be at least on call.
What is Ken's business?
He has a golf cart. It's a golf cart dealership, and then repair. But like organic is the guard, the Air Force, like he does all of their golf cart repairs, and they need them to obviously to get around efficiently.
Whoa.
So yeah, so like it seems like a really weird thing. The same with me being a cake decorator, but I'm employed at a grocery store. So I'm sure there's going to be a day soon where they're like, you know what, you don't need to be doing this job anymore, but you're going to be doing this other job. Yeah.
I mean, you work in the bakery, right? So like do you just decorate? Do you do other bakery stuff?
So the way that for Publix, at least the way that it works, so we're different because most don't have like fresh baked bread and
Yeah.
or like fresh from scratch, and most don't have like decorators on hand at all times if they have decorators at all. But for us, everybody else handles the bread and like the actual like pastry stuff, like anything that's in like a pastry style wrap. It goes through the bread side, and then the decorators handle all of the cakes and all of the like cupcakes and brownies and pies, stuff like that. But like there's really, that market has completely tanked. I don't understand. I feel like if I was under a self quarantine, I would just be eating every cupcake known to man, but that is apparently not what's happening.
Oh, that's so weird, because I've been thinking of that role as like extremely vital. Like I totally sent my husband to the store yesterday because I was really upset that we didn't have enough cookies in the house. Like, oh my God, how did that happen? And there weren't, we failed to get chocolate chips. Like I actually learned how to make bread, but apparently I didn't remember to tell him to get chocolate chips. So how am I going to make chocolate chip cookies? And I was sure that like, the Oreos would be sold out. It was really scary. And we have a Harris Teeter, not a Publix near us. But if I were by my Publix, absolutely we would be buying cakes. There would be sheet cakes.
Yeah.
In like the freezer.
Yeah.
We probably cut them up the way we did ground beef.
I'm kind of wondering if it's something where like, especially people who have kids are looking for like any project possible, and it's baking because kids can help with baking. I have no idea, but that's my guess because I mean everything is taking on my side right now.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that you are still working your job, as I appreciate all of the grocery store workers. Like, isn't that interesting? Like, you probably never thought that you would have a job where you were like considered a vital aspect of society, but you do.
And it's really funny because even at work, like all of the people who I work with are like, when are we going to close? And I was like, we can't close. Do you understand that? Grocery stores cannot close right now. People need to eat. And like my baker got to the level of like, well, what if we go on like a barter system? And I was like, if we go on a barter system, Publix closing is going to be the least of our concerns. Like that is so far off, and it's literally, it's unfathomable that we would be reduced to that kind of system where we are.
Yeah, like wow, it's okay. Well, that's all right. They can think whatever they want as long as they keep showing up.
Yeah.
That is the vital part.
Also, like I'm just kind of waiting for this thing to sweep through because I'm now, like we knew that this whole thing was going to escalate, but now in the past like 2 days, I know at least like 10 more people who have it or probably have it. So
seriously? You know people who have it now?
Yeah. I told you Sierra has it, right? Or probably has it. She can't get tested, but
oh wow.
Yeah.
I have one friend who may, but she is many states away from me. So I feel like that doesn't count as especially impressive, like,
yeah,
like I'm worried about her, but I'm not, it doesn't say a lot about my own.
It doesn't affect you in any way.
What?
Yeah, I've got people a little close by who have it, so
That's scary.
we should
You can't
write.
get it. You know that, right? Like you're not
Huh?
allowed. You can't. You can't get the coronavirus.
I mean, I'm probably going to, because also not to shame literally everybody on the planet, but you all suck at self quarantine. Oh my god! So everybody in these critical fields are going to end up with this damn thing because y'all can't just keep your asses at home. I'm sorry, life is boring at home, um, but
Oh.
yeah.
And on that note,
Yeah, that's right.
that's
Writers, I suppose I'm talking to like the people who are the best at this sort of thing.
yeah,
Keep
yeah,
being
we're good at
writers.
this.
All right, we'll
We're
see you guys
very good at it.
in 45 minutes.
Okay, we are back.
And Haley's here. Hello, Haley.
Hey, Haley. So I spent that time recording and thinking my computer is way too slow for all of this stuff. And then my dog started barking like crazy, which does not lend itself to recording.
No, not at all.
What about you? How'd you do in terms of words?
I don't know. I got like 400 words, but I had to do a Google, and of course that got sucked me into news as is, I believe, what everybody's world is these days. Apparently a statement has had to go out in several areas of the US, warning people that you should not be flushing wipes down the toilet. Like, like counter wipes and baby wipes. Yeah, not like, I know that there are some wipes that are designed to go into the toilet, but apparently with people's frenzy, they're flushing things down the toilet that should not be flushed down the toilet. And that's the world that we live in right now.
That is the worst public service announcement ever that has to be made, right?
Like, right, why does that have to be said?
Yeah, ew, yuck. And imagine all the people who are about to have clogged toilets.
Well, that's exactly it. That is why they had to put that out, because these are issues. And the thing is that, like, you know, if it doesn't clog the toilet, then it gets like pushed into like the wastewater system, where again it doesn't break down, and it just so like so that's the world we live in. And also I'm realizing that the problem with the story that I'm writing right now is I know absolutely nothing about like medieval Norway.
Oh, well, you got to learn some stuff.
Yeah. I don't know if anybody, I know that this is a real weird thing to reach out for, but if anybody knows like movies or anything that takes place in medieval, we'll say Scandinavia, that's not like Vikings. This is very much like a homestead situation I'm in. I know it's a weird thing to look for, to need a source for, but that's where I am. I have no idea like what they ate or anything.
Wait, or like medieval rural time.
Yeah.
Can you just watch like any Russell Crowe movie or like Braveheart?
Well, but this is Scandinavia. And I know that there are definitely cultural differences between the two. Also, it's funny that you mention that area though, because when I wrote this, I forgot about this. I'm working on a story that I first did for Nano a few years back, that I picked up in the middle of Nano because I was having one of those crash and burn Nanos. And I just kind of started using like lass and I and like the and all of this stuff that I was like, okay, well, this is how, like, you know, the British Isles are represented from this time period, but I have no idea like what they'd actually be saying in this region.
Interesting. Yeah. You've got a suggestion here. This is from Haley. You should watch Morgan Donner's channel.
Oh, I do. I can also use wardrobe stuff. Thank you for that.
Wardrobe stuff is really hard to find too, isn't it? Like,
yeah,
I find that extremely difficult. It's why I prefer writing sci-fi stuff. Although, well, what was I going to say a second ago? I don't know.
It's okay.
I hope you find your good research. I think the year that I needed to find out stuff about medieval anything, I spent a bunch of time with the what are they called? The Society for Creative, you know, the people who like meet in the park to sword fight on Tuesdays.
Oh, I remember that. I remember you doing that.
It was awesome. That was like really super helpful. I very much appreciate those folks. Because it's actually very hard to find research on a specific area in a specific time.
Yeah.
And there are almost for sure books out there about it somewhere, but like you probably don't have the same access to research that you would have when you were in college, right? So like it's not like you can look on JSTOR or something and go grab all the articles about the medieval Scandinavian culture as opposed to medieval Spanish, you know, like you can't get that. So it's so if somebody else is already doing it, then that's awesome.
And this was a bit of an issue that I had with Talia as well, which was the first book from the series. But that one, so like here are where the issues are, and it's kind of funny. So Talia would have been in Italy. And from that time period, everything with Italy that's like readily available is related to the church, which was I'm dealing with fairy tale. So like church stuff is completely useless for me. And now with this being in Scandinavia, it's all Vikings, which again is useless for me. But with Talia, at least like the big thing that crunched me on it was fabric, which I was ultimately able to figure out. And there was a really helpful video that I found on YouTube of like an actual spinning wheel and like how they made flax and all of that. So that was really handy because just as a reference, Talia is the basis for Sleeping Beauty, which of course she pricks her finger on a it's Sleeping Beauty. She pricks her finger on a spinning wheel. Yes.
Yeah.
And Talia, it's actually flax gets into her nail bed. I don't know. It's weird. But that's how it happens there. So like, I just had to know what the whole process was for that. And thankfully there was a really useful video. There was also a bunch of stuff on like how they dyed fabric back then. So I was able to get a bunch of helpful resources then. Now it's a little bit more mundane because again, like I just don't know what she would be eating. And like, she's kind of on her own right now, but has magic resources. So like, what would she be even thinking about? Like, you know, having for food and stuff like that. And like, how did they wash dishes? Did they wash dishes back then? Not have washed dishes back then.
I've wondered that as well. Like what were they cooking on? Was it all cast iron? You know, like maybe that's what was happening. Maybe they only had to rinse their stuff because it was all cast iron.
Mm-hmm.
That's my hypothesis.
Or because they didn't have any concept of germs anyways. So they were literally eating on pieces of wood that were disgusting because they had no concept of germs then.
I mean, I feel like soap and lye has been around for a really long time.
Well, that's true. You are absolutely right on that.
But dish soap, right? Like is not necessarily the same as lye. And I mean, I don't know. Presumably, like the chemical components are not super dissimilar. Like right? Like we're all worried these days about whether or not your soap has like certain things in it and everything. And like you think back to like literally like 200 years ago or something, and somebody might have been like soaping up with something made of what, like lye and lard. I think that's actually how that works.
Yeah.
Were we worried back then? No, of course we were dying a lot younger, but you know.
Right. When you only had to live to 30, like you only had to like pump out a bunch of kids and then die at 30, then who cared?
I mean, you might not even get to pump out a bunch of kids. You might barely pump one out and die. That could happen.
So we are about to start our 30-minute, but Haley, I don't even have a decade for this. It's just a fairy tale. So it doesn't need to be specific. I was thinking it's got to be like 14 or 1500s, but I didn't pinpoint anything. But yeah, so it is what?
Are we all, or did we lose time somewhere there? I feel like that was a really short break. Oh well.
We just went on a crazy tangent as we do, and here we are.
Okay.
All right, so we'll see you guys in a half hour.
Okay, we are back.
How was your writing?
So, you're counting your writing. Okay.
What?
Are you counting?
No, I said, how was your writing?
Oh, I didn't hear you at all. I was like, what are you doing? So I'm proofreading still, but that gets me through the.
Oh, that's right, you're proofing.
Yeah, no, but it's good. I'm trying to kind of like kill two birds with one stone right now. I podcast this particular story, and so to podcast, I like, I read and record the whole story, which is also the way that I proofread. So it's like kind of convenient to do it this way, and I miss a lot less when I read my stuff out loud for a podcast, because like, when you like read it out loud as if you have an audience, I don't know, you like look at the words a little bit differently. So that's what I've been doing. And I have one more chapter to get through today. I was doing 3. Setting it all up is like kind of a pain in the butt. There are sound effects. So I feel good about all of this. Oh my God, this is so funny. Devin has now cleaned under furniture. He has been sweeping and cleaning this entire time.
Yeah.
And it looks like Haley got some work done on her Camp Nano prep. That is good.
Oh, excellent.
What about you, Chloe? How are you doing?
I wrote some words.
You wrote some words.
Also, I did have a little Google break. This time it was to find out if she needed to have a rooster or if chickens were sufficient, which I thought was the case. The chickens will keep doing their thing whether they have a rooster or not, and that is true. And also there was a very thorough article from the SPCA in Australia that was basically telling people, don't get roosters, don't do this, you don't need it. And I was proud of them for that article. You are at a loss for words on this one.
There's not that part where I can take that, right? Like you just spent like time researching chickens.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you found some helpful information.
Roosters are assholes. I was hoping she wouldn't have to have a rooster.
Chickens are assholes generally.
Chickens are assholes, but chickens are silent assholes, and roosters are noisy assholes.
I am not sure that is true. I think they are all somewhat loud and dirty. Also, they are the modern day dinosaurs, and every time that I see a chicken, I'm thinking, ha, mammals 1, dinosaurs 0.
But their eggs are delicious.
Yes. Yeah. They are. They're delicious. They're delicious, and they're useful for many things. So we, for sure, like 1. Yeah. So okay. So other than cleaning right now, oh, go ahead.
I went to the YouTuber Morgan Donner that Haley suggested, and interesting that like I've never seen her stuff before. I'm really not like a huge I haven't spent like a huge amount of time on YouTube, except for like actually being on YouTube at this exact moment. But I am a seamstress, and I have made a lot of the things that she has videos about. So I'm really interested to dive into her stuff now, because I have absolutely made like corsets. Like I've drafted corset patterns and stuff like that. So I'm definitely interested in her stuff now. So
speaking of sewing, I have been wondering if we should be sewing masks. So I like texted my brother to ask him if he and his wife, they're both doctors, if they needed me to sew them some masks, which I felt like a little foolish doing. Like he's a very, like in Scott's world, we're just all circling the drain, and like you're like lucky if you're like still a few feet away from it. And and that's kind of like his style. So I felt a little bit like silly about texting to ask if I should like complete this bizarro sewing project that feels very medieval. Yeah. So I guess that like cloth masks aren't actually all that useful, but crazy, right? That like corset patterns and sewing mask patterns, or sorry, medical mask patterns now circulate the web. Very sad.
I mean, I've got a friend who's under. I've got a lot of friends who are nurses, but was saying yesterday that like they're at a point, like basically, a lot of the hospitals are already planning for triage, just kind of getting those like worst case scenario plans in place because maybe we need them. And she was told that like anything is better than nothing. If they run out of masks, a scarf is better than nothing. So,
God.
Yeah. So, and I guess there are mask patterns that are CDC approved, which I was surprised to see because they're cloth, but again, I think it's like one of those desperate times things.
Is that right? That they're CDC approved, or that they're just like, this is the like best thing that we could possibly do?
No, it's, I believe I might be wrong that it's the CDC. It could be like WHO or one of those other organizations, but it's an official medical organization that does have a cloth mask pattern out that again is like, we want you to have the proper respirated masks, and if not that, then like the proper medical grade masks, but if not that, this is the next thing in line.
Maybe my brother has rejected my offer of sewing him masks because he feels that we should not have to get to those dire circumstances.
Where is your brother located?
Baltimore. So it's coming his way for sure, if it's not already crazy there. They've been like they can't travel. There's no, like, they have to stay where they are and be sort of like fairly self-isolated because they need
I'm surprised if he's there that he is still like about it, because
they're already
I've got a friend of mine who's a doctor in Philly. I mean, she has said up and down that she is so happy she is in Philly right now and not New York, but they are absolutely in that like duck and cover mode as well.
Yeah, no. So what he says is that the CDC's recommendation is to use a bandana as like he says it's kind of absurd and we'd consider it a last ditch effort if there really wasn't anything else. For now, the reusing thing is going okay. And I guess that he's in a place
yeah.
a ton of
that was what my friend in Philly said that they are doing right now is reusing masks.
Ugh.
Yeah.
It just feels like that's insane. But
yeah, that's absolutely insane.
So not good. But in a time of an apocalypse, what are you gonna do? Yeah. So you got some researching done. Devin got cleaning done. I got proofreading done. So here's fun. So Haley is also making a soundtrack playlist to go with her prep. I do this. I do this almost every time that I write a new draft. Do you, Chloe? Do you have playlists?
No, I listen to the same music every single time. I listen to Vitamin String Quartet.
Every single time, no matter what.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, if I'm writing, I have the same music on. I mean, Vitamin String Quartet has an enormous catalog, so it's not like I'm listening to the same song over and over and over again, but I just pull up their station on Pandora and let it go. I'm sorry. My answer was so disappointing.
Totally fine. It just gives us absolutely nothing to talk about with that except for what I do.
You said you do what Haley does. And,
yeah, but okay.
I'm sorry.
It should be for that. I don't know. I think playlists are interesting. I was at a really good workshop one time where one of the speakers said that for every character you should know what like their theme song would be. And of course, like anytime somebody says something like that, I immediately have this like I should like reaction. I get like a little bit offended. Except that I actually kind of agree with him on this one. So I don't think you should do it, but I do anyway. And they're always different. Like it always depends on the character and like what it is that they are like or what they want. My villains have a lot of string music. Like they're very dramatic. My heroes usually have like rock music, maybe pop music, depending on how old they are. My romance characters usually have like passionate pop country type things. I think it matters. I think it matters.
Fair. There's kind of a part of me that wishes that it mattered to me. Like, it seems like a neat thing and something that I would like to do, but it does not do anything for me.
To each their own. To each, but yeah. I'm totally I'm with Haley on this. I think it's fun to have a little extra. I'm waiting for her most recent comment to pop up. Yeah. So she said she has a specific version of something she's looking for on YouTube. But it's fan-made music video from Outlander. But those are the best, right? Because like if somebody did a fan-made video like about a series that you like, then they already understand the mood, you know? So it's like finding the song that fits your favorite ship. Even if your favorite ship is like a cartoon or something, like in my case.
I have a question about this as well, though. Like you are just focusing on the music itself and not what the video is, right? Like that's how these things work. You're not watching the video because you're theoretically writing. So is it not implied that anybody who would be watching your playlist would they not also infer that the video actually has nothing to do with why you chose that? Or is that not how this works?
I mean, I don't usually do YouTube, like music from YouTube myself, but if I am like YouTubing, you know, and I'm looking, usually if I'm fangirling over something and therefore flipping through videos about my favorite whatever, I don't know. I mean, there's something kind of inspiring about the visuals sometimes.
Okay.
I think you can say like kind of like a vision board, right? Like I could see that. I don't spend a lot of time on that, but I can understand where it might happen.
I guess it could be for me the fact that like first of all, if it's Vitamin String Quartet, it's literally just going on YouTube. It's just a still of the album cover from what it came off of because they don't do videos. That'd be really weird. And then like the music that I listen to regularly all has really, really messed up videos. So like if I was watching the videos, I would not be getting any inspiration from them. I would just be like, what is going on here? Which I do that a lot, but not when I'm writing.
And on that note, let's do our last sprint.
It is what it is.
It is. It is what it is.
Yeah. Oh, look, she does Pinterest boards too. You do that.
Oh, I totally do Pinterest boards, especially for wardrobe. Yeah.
All right, we'll see you guys in 10 minutes.
Okay. So I didn't get any more recording done there, but I did finish off my first podcast episode for that book. So that's good.
I actually ripped a bodice in the book, and I've never done that before. I did it, and then I was like, oh God, it's literally one of those. Except it's not, because it's an erotic fairy tale, and I feel like you just can't call that a bodice ripper.
I don't know. I feel like if you actually have a bodice ripping in a erotic anything, that like you might have a bodice ripper. Like, in fact, that might be the definition of bodice ripper.
Yeah, but a bodice ripper is a steamy historical romance.
Yes, but your romance is set in a historic time period, and it's steamy. And you think the magic takes away from the bodice ripping? I don't think so. I think that's you being too technical.
I think I'm a very technical person. We know this.
Me too. So hopefully, if you're with us, you got some work done. Thanks for joining us on our what is this, like our 4th impromptu or something since the coronavirus?
Oh my God, we're just out of control with it, and I'm okay with that because I'm not getting work done otherwise.
We're totally out of control. I keep thinking like we're gonna start getting kicked off of like the AuthorTube main discussion page. Like we need our own like running comment or something. We should totally like alternate or something. Oh, okay. I've got a vote in favor. Haley says it's bodice ripper. Chloe, you're writing the bodice ripper. That's like two in favor and one.
Yeah, but that is not. Oh God.
You're like,
God. I just threw a turn at you, and I lost the term. That is not when the data pool is too small. What is the term for that? Statistically speaking, the data pool is too small for that to be a verified answer.
Yeah.
There's a term for this, and I have forgotten my statistics, and I apologize.
Right. So whatever. I'm gonna not be offended. I'm only gonna be a little offended.
I mean, clearly she's offended because she's the one who's running the main page right now.
I am running the main page. But okay, so our next one is Monday. It's tomorrow. Tomorrow's Monday.
Oh my God. Yeah, it is.
Okay, we should come up with an actual writing topic for tomorrow so that we can be useful to people who are watching.
Yeah. We'll try to do that.
We're going to try to do that, you guys. And in the meanwhile, I think we should end our show, right?
So, yeah. We had a good show. Thank you, everybody, for joining us.
Yeah. Thanks so much. And we'll hopefully see you tomorrow.
Bye, guys.
Bye.